So ContraPoints put out her new video. It's called Canceling, and it is a feature-length movie. And it's probably the best feature-length movie I've seen in a long time. I'm not saying this because I'm, like, standing for ContraPoints. I'm, like, a huge fan of her, which I am. However, it felt so fucking cathartic for me to watch. ContraPoints was able to put into words things that I've been thinking and feeling these last, like, 6 months online that I haven't been able to word myself. And I don't think anybody has been able to word themselves as effectively. Now, before I get into anything, I am friends with people who are critical of ContraPoints, particularly Cyberwitch Lexi. And I agree that there are valid criticisms of ContraPoints. And I made a video called A Fair Constructive Criticism of ContraPoints. And that video did really well. People agreed this was a fair, non-harassing, good faith criticism of some of ContraPoints' actions. And funnily enough, every single thing I listed in that video, ContraPoints apologized for in her video. Every single thing that I brought up in my video criticizing her is what ContraPoints apologized for. Because those were the only good faith, like, good criticisms towards her. That weren't just harassing and whatnot, which I kind of like. Now, the video was fucking great. You saved Contra's career, Pig? Yes, I did. Thank you. But there's a lot about ContraPoint's video that is great. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's fucking awesome. And funnily enough, though, the woke scolds, I'm gonna say it right now. The woke scolds are, like, cruel people at this point. If you are able to watch ContraPoint's video and still come out of it believing the shit that you did coming into it, like hating ContraPoints and whatnot, I completely believe that these people who are still railing on ContraPoints aren't just in bad faith, but are, like, cruel human beings, like, just bad people, abusers. I'm gonna go as far as to say they're abusers. I did really like the part where ContraPoints said that there is literally no way to tell the difference between, like, a furry avatar socialist woke scold on Twitter shitting on ContraPoints and a Kiwi Farms 4chan troll Nazi pretending to be a socialist furry woke scold on Twitter shitting on ContraPoints. You can't tell them apart. I'm not even kidding. That was probably my favorite part because I've thought that for a while. And then when she said weeb profile picture, but yeah, but they're usually furries in my experience. I don't hate furries though. I meme about it, but I don't hate them. But it was funny to me how she was able to be spot on about everything. But I don't need to go off about Contra for a million years. All right, I don't need to just suck her off over how great her video is. What I can do, however, is go over the reaction to her video by the woke lefty trans Twitter and how ContraPoints predicted every single part of it. So let's get into it. So here's the first tweet I brought up. It's got 456 likes. It's only 2 days old. From this person. I'm not going to censor their names. Don't go harass them. If you do, I don't really care. I mean, if you're going to do it anyway. Me telling you not to isn't going to help, but you do you. Me, when I open up Twitter tomorrow because ContraPoints decided to defend her shitty actions in a 2-hour video instead of just apologizing and learning from her mistakes. Seriously, imagine acting this entitled that you make a goddamn feature-length movie about that one time someone criticized you, and for good reasons, mind you. I am so over Contra. So already, this is a lie. Holy shit, this is a lie. So, for starters, that one time someone criticized you, in the video, she goes over, like, she was getting thousands of tweets. Many of them were threatening violence against her. I know the meatloaf thing, guys. Like, fucking hell, someone tells you that what you said was hurtful, and your reaction is, what about me, though? I felt hurt when I got criticized. Like, seriously, what Contra did was super transphobic against non-binary people, and she just acts like she is the victim. What she did was not transphobic against non-binary people. She went over this in the video. Anybody who actually watched the video and like watched it in good faith and didn't just come into it already wanting to hate her would not come out of it with that opinion. This person probably did not watch the video. And yeah, it's like Lily Orchard Mafia. True. Yeah, Lily Orchard is also one of these people, and we'll get into her claims as well. Lily Orchard called ContraPoints anti-Semitic. Like, I don't understand NB people and never will because I'm not NB myself, but I know damn well that what transphobia is and how much it hurts when people put your identity into question. She never did this. I would like, how much money I would pay $1,000 at least, the $1,000 that you guys have donated over there, I would pay all of that just to see all these like woke scold types on Twitter have to spend 5 minutes scrolling through a Kiwi Farms thread. I would fucking love that. If they think what ContraPoints did is transphobia, seeing like what those types of people say would probably like drive them to like existential depression. I thought other trans people, i.e. Contra, could at least get not being a shitty person or respecting others and their identity is important, but apparently not. So this person didn't watch the video. It's pretty obvious this person didn't watch the video. But hey, these people are unreconcilable. I don't think this person or anybody who is like in this group, I think they're bad people. They're just bad people. I have no empathy for them at this point. If they aren't going to watch the video and they're just going to shit on her anyway because they just hate her for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't want to armchair psychoanalyze, but I can probably take a guess as to why so many of these types don't like ContraPoints, like in the trans community. If I was to like really guess, I would say that maybe a lot of trans people, because ContraPoints is generally seen as like the spokeswoman for trans people online at this point, right? Can we agree on that? At least in lefty spaces, she's kind of looked at like that way. And so I think a lot of trans people don't like the idea that she speaks for them. And so they don't like her to begin with. And so they act uncharitably towards her and take any excuse to hate her. If I was to take a guess, that's what it would be. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not omniscient, so I don't know. But they do have a unfair, very biased opinion towards her to begin with that holds no ground in reality. And that's why they're so uncharitable towards her. Now, as for the length of the video, here is a clip. This is just an image that I've been like copy pasting in response to people who are shitting on ContraPoints about this. This is a quote from ContraPoints. I realize that people on Twitter aren't actually going to watch this video. They're just going to make fun of the title and how long it is, which, fair enough, but they're the ones whose accusations against me are so numerous and convoluted, it required a feature-length film to respond to. ContraPoints, in the video you didn't watch. I fucking love this clip. I fucking love this thing. So, we got another one here. I don't give a fuck about anything ContraPoints has to say. She shouldn't be shitting on non-binary people, ? Why would I care about a trans med? So this is basically like most of the tweets. This has no likes. It's only like an hour old though. So most of the like people shitting on ContraPoints, it's just this. They don't bother watching her video. They think that she's a trans med. They aren't even going to listen to what she has to say. She's not a trans med, by the way. She just isn't. She's not a tree scum. She's not a trans med. She's not NB phobic. She just isn't. So, yikes. And then we get the best one. This is my favorite. This next fucking tweet is my favorite tweet out of all of them. You've probably seen this one. It has 1.8k likes. This is the worst fucking one. Glad to see ContraPoints engaging in targeted harassment by not redacting the profile pictures of her Twitter critics, even when said profile pictures use actual photos of themselves. Way to go, Natalie. So these are clips from ContraPoints' video where she showed some tweets that were like going after her, and she, censored their names so they wouldn't get harassed or like attacked by her fans. But she didn't do good enough because she didn't censor the fucking profile pictures. So this is literally just an example of someone completely being in bad faith. This criticism, holy fuck, we're about to hit 400. This criticism is completely in bad faith in every way, shape, and form. Because, guess what? People can look up the tweet. You can look up the text of the tweet and find it. Or, yeah, I guess you can recognize the, hey, we hit 409. Fuck yeah. Well, I mean, you can recognize the profile picture, but either way, like, this has probably got to be the most uncharitable thing ever, especially saying she's engaging in targeted harassment when she clearly took an effort to make sure that targeted harassment wouldn't happen. But this is when we get into the final part of this video, the part that I'm most excited for, and it's when we open up Paint. So ContraPoints in this video, the best thing to come out of this ContraPoints video is the formula that the woke scolds use, and it is the best thing ever. It is the abstraction essentialism formula. So let's start with a statement. Let's start with a true statement as to what ContraPoints actually did in that video, okay? ContraPoints showed I can't type, fuck. Tweets from people who were attacking her, but failed to censor their profile pictures, which could lead to her fans going out of their way to harass those people. So this is what actually happened. Hey, Comrade Courtney, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub to Afro Lefty. Says, uh-oh, stinky. Thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. So this is what actually happened. I'm going to move it a little bit because chat's covering it up. So this is what actually happened, right? Now, the way woke scolds work is they take the statement of what actually happened, and then we abstract it. We do abstraction. Fuck, never mind. That's not thick enough. I like them thick. So next we do abstraction, and this is when you boil down what actually happened into like a somewhat reductive form that is still technically what happened, all right? ContraPoints didn't do a good enough job preventing her fans from potentially harassing her critics. So this is technically true. You can defend this statement. This is technically true, terribly reductive of what happened, but still technically true. Also, my webcam is covering it up. I need to shrink it a little bit. So this is still technically accurate, though. It's not a lie, so we're good so far. However, then we get the final stage, which is essentialism. So let's bring it up here. Fuck, I need to turn it back to red. This is the bad part. This is the part that the woke scolds fucking love to do, all right? Essentialism. ContraPoints engaged in targeted harassment. Boom. Notice how we got here. Notice how we got here. So we start with a true statement. ContraPoints showed censored tweets from people who were attacking her. Oh, I typoed. Who were attacking her but failed to censor their profile pictures. Wow, I really am not great at typing, am I? At least through my microphone. Which profile pictures could lead to her fans going out of their way to harass people. Harass those people. ContraPoints didn't do, and then we abstract that to ContraPoints didn't do a good enough job preventing her fans from potentially harassing her critics. Still true, but still. And then we convert that to ContraPoints engaged in targeted harassment. Notice these two are very different, but through almost a game of telephone, the woke scolds have distilled the argument to this point. And we can do this even more. We can go even further with this if we want to. Like, watch. How about this? Let's use Vosh as an example, because Vosh is my friend. All right. Let's do this with Vosh as an example, okay? So let's do a true statement. Vosh was pushy and kinda creepy with a girl in Discord DMs a couple years back. Very simple. That's what happened. All right? He was kind of pushy with a girl, and it was kind of creepy in DMs a couple years back. He apologized for it. It's all good now. However, if we do essentialism and we bring it down, this is what we get. Vosh sexually harassed a girl in Discord DMs a couple years ago. Okay. Technically still true. Don't make fun of my my typing errors. Technically still true. Pretty reductive, but still okay. Still, you know, we're not lying at least at this point. This is technically isn't a lie. However, through essentialism, and this is something that you've seen a lot of if you're on Twitter, through essentialism, we get I can't type. I should have learned to type when I was in school. I wish they taught me how to type. Vosh is a sexual predator. That is what we get out of it. I fucking love this formula. It's so fucking accurate. It is so accurate. You can put anything there. Any controversy that the woke scolds have gone after like a lefty for, you can put it through this algorithm. What actually happened, then what they essentialized it down to, and then what they abstracted it to, and then what they brought it down to essentially. It works so well. Damn, thank you guys for the over 400 viewers. This is okay. First 2 streams of the year, over 400 viewers both times. No hosts, no shout outs either, like just naturally 400 viewers. This feels great. The same kind of people that thought James Charles was a sexual predator. Yeah, that's how that's the example ContraPoints used. Yeah, I mean, this is probably ContraPoints' best video in my opinion. It's really fucking great. I love this formula. So what I've started doing is just whenever I see a woke scold, what I do now, and this is what I recommend all of you do. I don't want you guys to start a fight with them. Don't argue with them. Don't debate them. They aren't worth it. Instead, what I want you to do, whenever you see a woke scold spreading lies about a figure, all right, that you follow, like a leftist figure that you follow, or anybody really, I want you to just post, like I just want you to quote tweet their tweet with the formula, is what I want you to do. So, let's say you see a woke scold saying Vosh is a sexual predator. Just do Vosh was creepy DMing a girl in Discord a few years ago, and then like a line, and like an arrow, and then Vosh sexually harassed a girl in Discord DMs a couple years ago, and then another arrow, and then Vosh is a sexual predator. The algorithm works. Just type, or the fucking, yeah. Just like what Ashmo typed right there. Find woke scold, quote tweet, flowchart, Praxis. Yes. That's all you have to do. Just fucking quote tweet it too. That's what I've been doing. It literally can't get banned for it. Can't be considered harassment, but you're still making them mad. I literally just subscribed just for the alt-right pipeline video today. You've been doing good, mate. Thank you, Callie Jade. I appreciate it. But yeah, in conclusion to the ContraPoints topic, it was a great video. I loved it. If you haven't seen it already, go watch it. Probably my favorite ContraPoints video. And, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, especially Twitter, because we're gonna be having some good memes on Twitter, okay? It's gonna be a good time. All right.